Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to COASTER-net Updates. We've got some news out of Charlotte, North Carolina this evening. Where
Week-old news, Andy.
Yeah, really. Where Carowinds has officially posted the first ever POV of the actual Copperhead Strike roller coaster. Now, Danny, what we always like to do here is we've done this last year with Twisted Timbers, with Steel Vengeance. We try to compare...
And then everyone else does it after we did it.
Yeah. We try and compare the animated point of view that they released back in August to the real point of view that we obviously have here. Now, this is interesting because the parks have never actually released a POV like this before. Usually we get it from, people who sneak, videos from different places, Twisted Timbers. Sometimes, like Cedar Point, they posted the R POV with Tony Clark and Jason McClure last year. So we're able to kind of like match it up to see how it was going to go. But here we have the official.
Yeah, with Twisted Timbers, when we got the aerial, we had to like time it out because we didn't have the side-by-side POVs for a while. So we had to time it out and just kind of go element by element and time it out that way. But in the case of Copperhead Strike, Carowinds was nice enough last week to post the honest-to-goodness POV, and we can compare it to the animated POV that we saw back towards the end of last summer. And Andy, I think the takeaway is here, they're pretty close to one another.
Pretty close. So, we didn't time the JoJo roll.
Because we went from the launches.
Yeah, because the JoJo roll really doesn't, it's going to be a cool element, but it's not going to really affect, I think, the rest of the ride because you get into that first launch and it's basically hit the reset button. So we timed it out of that first launch into the first loop. And Danny, I think the takeaway, like you said, is it's really, really close. It's almost spot on here.
Yeah, there's really one exception that could be applied. Yeah. The launches are definitely faster on the animation. However, we kind of went through them, and I started mine. I synced mine up right as the trains come off the launch into the first loop. And that first half, the animation seems ever so slightly faster than the real ride, which maybe not a bad thing because we talked about...
And not by a whole bunch. Like,
no.
If you try and time this up, like, it's going to be real close. Like, I had it almost timed perfectly, and they were entering and leaving elements at the exact same time for the most part, plus or minus.
And a little bit slower through that loop, and the corkscrew may not be a bad thing because you might get some of that monster-like hang time that we've been talking about a little bit.
That first, so here is my takeaway. The biggest difference of this was not the first loop, but the next inversion. On the animation, you got a lot of hang time in the
stall, the top hat stall thing.
Yeah. On the actual ride, it doesn't look like you get much hang time at all. Now, I don't know if that's going to change with weight.
It seems like
elements, it's going to change everything else forward too.
Yeah, it seems like the first half is really, really close. If anything, the animation is just a slightly faster. But then when you resync it up, again, the animation launch is faster than the real life launch. So when you sync the two again, coming into that double up into the inverted top hat, if you will, when you sync them up there, it seems like the real ride is actually going a little bit faster through that element and comes out of it a little bit quicker. So maybe a little bit less hang time than what the animation showed. But then that second vertical loop that goes around, around that piece of track, that seems to go quite a bit faster in the real life ride, which maybe not the best in terms of maybe trying to get some of the hang time out of there. But what's interesting is the real life ride at that point seems to be about a full second ahead of where the animation is. But by the time you get to the brake run, they hit the brake run at almost the exact same time. So the rest of the ride, the animation seems to be a hair faster. Overall, start to finish, if you were to make the launches the actual speed of what they're going to be, then they would probably be pretty spot on all the way through. The interesting thing to note here, though, is a lot of times when we have testing of launch rides, they tend to launch them at slightly slower speeds to start. So we don't know exactly where in the process they are. We would assume that, the ride's opening for media day in less than 2 weeks now. So we're probably really, really close to the point where people are probably riding it at this point, or they could ride it at this point. So you would have to assume that if they posted a POV last week, they were probably fairly far along in the testing process. So you would have to think that a video that they posted, it wasn't a first ride. We know that because they had been testing it many, many weeks prior. They posted a teaser of the launch, a few weeks back. So we would have to assume that this is pretty close to the actual speed we're going to see on opening day. Now, as the ride warms up during the day and as it gets hotter in the summer, we might see a slight increase. If they put some magic wheels on it, we might see something go, a little bit faster yet. I don't know if this ride needs to be any faster in terms of going through the inversions than it already is. I think the speed that it's going through them might be pretty good. And maybe the best seat on this ride might be somewhere in the middle of the train where you maximize some of that hang time in some of those inversions. This could be a rare case where, the launches will be really good in the front. Launch rides tend to be better in the front for the most part. I think Thunderbird is one of those exceptions that you and I like to talk about, where the back seems to be a bit more powerful. But generally, if you throw away the launches and you talk about the elements, maybe the middle of the ride might be the place to be on this ride. I don't know. Are you planning on going down to ride this year?
It's still up in the air. There are options on the table. We're gonna in the future, so we're not gonna really get into where we rank this ride, because our next show coming up will be our famous most anticipated show of 2019, where we're going to rank all the rides this year. We're doing it a little bit later to get maybe full information, and maybe that might be a little unfair because Copperhead, now we have a full POV versus other rides like Max Force. We're still working off of the animations.
Well, West Coast Racers hasn't even gone vertical yet. So
no.
Now, what ride's going to be done first, Zadra or West Coast Racers? Because Zadra just fell over, and West Coast Racers has yet to go vertical.
Yeah, so it's going to be a race between those two.
Now, I will be down at Carowinds in about a month from now with the Coaster crew there, the second weekend in April. So we've got some first rides on Copperhead Strike. Got some nighttime ERT on Fury 325, and we're thinking about maybe doing the fast lane to get in lots of rides on Copperhead Strike there. So, in just about a month, I will be riding, the first ride of 2019, if you will.
Yeah. So it's, I think we're going to reserve comment on this one until we set in until that next uncut episode. But I think it's really interesting that the Mac POV is so spot on with the actual point of view. Something that we haven't really seen a whole lot in recent years, where a lot of the POVs are a little bit, or the animations are a little bit faster to get people a little bit more excited, and then the ride settles in. So, I guess the statement is, if you see a Mac animation, you can pretty much, put some money on that and say that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, I think that's a really good takeaway here. If you're, to know that the animation is pretty close to what we're going to get, maybe some small differences here and there. But generally speaking, the takeaway launches a little bit faster in the animation, but otherwise pretty spot on. I think, Ride Warrior Choice Awards, Copperhead Strike and Steel Curtain tied for the most anticipated. So we know what the audience thinks, but you and I will be giving our thoughts here in the next few days here.
So look forward for that, coming up in the next few days. So we'll wrap it up there. Of course, I am Andrew Barczyk from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Danny Miller from Binghamton, New York.
Right on, Ride Warriors.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.